Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Zahara and today I will be your storyteller. Today's story is called Fog Island, which is written by Mariette Lindeston. So let me show you the book before I get started. This is the book. Okay, so before I start saying the story, I just want to ask you a question and please leave in the comment below if you want. Have you ever been in a place or you've been through a situation that you end up in a place, it was a paradise, the best place on earth. You even want to stay there, it makes you forget all your problem. But after that, finding out the dark secret behind this place, you find out that it turns out to be the scariest place, the worst place on earth. You regret even knowing this place, you wish you have never stepped a foot in that place. So today's story is based on something like that. So the story starts with a girl called Sophia, who she ends up breaking up with her boyfriend Ellis because of his bad temper. He always gets angry, and by this anger it always turns out to be a huge fight between her and Ellis. So she thought if she breaks up with him, maybe that he will become better and that's what he wants and he will leave her alone. But it turns out to be all the opposite. He continues to bully her by online, by posting fake pictures of her doing bad stuff. And that was actually his way of getting revenge. So she was suffering a lot and she was so stressed and she doesn't know what to do. She was mentally breakdown. She tried all her ways to stop him, but there was no way to stop him. So even she barely passed her university exam. Actually, if you think that in real life, imagine you have someone who's always disturbing you, always trying to bully you, do something bad to you, even if you cut off contact with that person, he or she, and he's still by any way trying to do something to you. Of course, you will be so stressed from that person. You'll be so disturbed, you don't know what to do, what way you can do to stop this person. So that was Sophia's situation. So one night she came back home, she opens her laptop to check on what Alice is going to post tonight and also to look for a job because she graduated from university, she needs a job. And then after that, she got an email. An invitation to attend Franz Oswald lecture. So Franz Oswald is a famous lecture guy in the mainland for giving the lecture about how to be a better person, how to be positive, how to fix your problem and something like that. So anyway, people will always attracted to his lecture because of his strong presence. Once he starts giving the lecture, everyone is attracted and focused. So Sophia decided to go there with her best friend Wilma. So they sat on the first row in the hall so they can see the Franz Oswald better and to see the lecture better. So once Franz Oswald started to give the lecture, everyone in that hall was focused. Everyone was attracted. Even Sophia looked around telling like why everyone is attracted. But the moment he started to talk about Via Terra, what is Via Terra, what you can do there, what treatment you can get from Via Terra, that's when Sophia even got focused and attracted. She put in her mind that if she goes there, she can fix her problem with Alice. She can forget about him. She can live a peaceful life, go on. So that after that, the lecture, she took Wilma and they went to the registration place and she took the registration form. So she started to fill in the form and Franz Oswald came to them. He looked at Sophia especially and he gave her a smile. And Sophia was creeped out because the smile, it was not like a normal smile. It was like he's asking something, like wants something from her, but he will not say. So that's what Franz Oswald told her that I see that you was the most interested person in the hall with my lecture. So Sophia answered yes, because Via Terra is an interesting place. So, and I wish to be there, maybe I will go for a program. So then that's when Franz Oswald told her, I can invite you and your best friend to come to have a tour in Via Terra, so then you can decide if you want to stay for a program. Sophia was so happy, and then a few days later, Sophia and Wilma went aboard the ferry to go to Fog Island. That's where the Via Terra is located. And in the moment they were on the board on the ferry, the captain of the ferry, Edwin Bajorg, started to talk to them. He asked them a question, where are you going? That's when Wilma answered so excited and happily, telling we're going to Via Terra. Edwin Bajorg stands still, frozen, didn't move, shocked, and he asked again, where are you going? Wilma even answered more excited, more happily, telling we are going to Via Terra. Have you heard about this place? That's when Edwin Bajorg started to get frightened and to talk so scary voice, telling that place is cursed. How can you go there? You will be cursed. The place is cursed. Have you guys didn't hear the history? Didn't hear the story behind the manor? And then Wilma looked at Sophie and Sophie looked at Wilma, telling, what curse? What's going on? What history? What are you talking about, Captain? Edwin Bajorg started to tell them the story about the manor. That's where Via Terra is now. So it all started with the Count von Berenstain. He built a manor on the top of the mountain and Fog Island and moved in with his wife and children. And the wife ended up falling in love with the sea captain who brought them to the Fog Island. So one night, when the fog was so thick, you can't see outside when you step a foot, then the ferry bumped into a rock. That was the ferry which belongs to the sea captain. And everyone who was aboard that ferry, including the captain, perished to time, which I mean they all died. When the wife found out that her lover died by the ferry sunk into the sea, she told herself, there is nothing left in my life. I lost my lover, I lost my life. So she went to a cliff which is now called the Devil's Rock. She jumped from the cliff and drowned in the icy water. So when Count von Berenstain found out that the wife killed himself, and because of for some sea captain lover, he couldn't believe himself, telling that the wife left me like this just for a sea captain. So what he did, he set the manor on fire and shot himself to death. And luckily the children were saved and moved to France. So that was the first story about what happened in the manor. So like 90 years later, a doctor moved in with his daughter so that he could give a peaceful, happy life to his daughter. And so that's what he thought, and maybe the daughter will enjoy her life in that beautiful island and the beautiful manor. But the next day, one of the barns was set on fire and the daughter was burned to death. And at the moment when the daughter died, a boy jumped off from the cliff from the Devil's Rock, bumped his head into the rock and drowned in the dark sea. So Wilma and Sophie, after hearing the story, they were so frightened, they don't know what to do, either to go back to the mainland or continue their journey to the Fog Island. But anyways, it was too late to go back to the mainland because they already reached the Fog Island. And the Franz Oswald secretary was waiting for them. Her name was Medillion. We will call her Medi in our story because her name is too long. So Medi was waiting for Sophie and Wilma. So she took Sophie and Wilma first by the car to show them around the island, to the village and the market and the beautiful waterfall. And next to the waterfall was the Devil's Rock, which is the cliff. So Sophie told Medi, is that the Devil's Rock next to the waterfall? Medi answered yes. So Sophie answered back saying, so the curse story is true, what the captain told us. She said, no, it's just a legend the villagers made up, and this is the way of business for the sea captain to bring people to the Fog Island. Sophie didn't believe actually Medi. She thought that there is no way that the story will be a lie. It seems like there is a dark secret behind that, but anyways, I will just go continue to Via Terra. So Medi took them to the Via Terra, which is the manor there now, and they stand still and they looked so amazed. The manor was beautiful, made of white rocks. So then they directly went to the third floor because the first floor and the second floor was still being renovated. That's what Medi told them. So the third floor there was a beautiful dining room and then open offices. Sorry. So then Franz Oswald came out from his office and looked at Sophia and Wilma and greeted them and told them, welcome to Via Terra. So then he told Medi, you can continue your job, I will show them around. So Franz Oswald started to show them around the dining room, the beautiful thesis classes and the gym and the yoga exercise classes, and also the kitchen where they're being cooked food, and show them the barn where the animals are kept now, and the beautiful farm which is growing the vegetables and fruits. And he told them that they are not importing or exporting anything in and out from Via Terra, Everything inside the Via Terra is for Via Terra. They were so happy to listen how amazing this place is. Then he said, I have one place more to take you to, which is this building. It was separated from the manor. So they entered inside the building. It was empty, nothing is inside, and told them that this place is going to be the library. He looked at Sophia, he said, Sophia, I'm offering you a job to become a librarian. This building is up to you how you want to design it and architect it, and it's up to you to bring the books you can use there. And then Sophia was so surprised. She was shocked. She doesn't know what to answer. She was speechless. She's just put in her mind, like, few days I was looking for a job. And then suddenly Franz Oswald, like, he read my mind that I need a job. Wow. And she looked at Wilma and she's saying, Wilma, I don't know what to do right now. Wilma said, Sophia, it's a great opportunity. You are looking for a job. Franz Oswald was just standing still, and then he smiled at Sophia and he said, no need to worry. I can offer you first 2 weeks program to test out the Via Terra. And if you like it, you want to work it, you're most welcome to work here. And if you don't want, you can decline it. I won't force you to join the Via Terra. So Wilma looked at Sophie. She said, come on, Sophie, that's a great opportunity. You won't have anyone giving you a trial program before you end up working. So Sophie said, you're right, Wilma. So Sophia answered back to Franz Oswald, I will accept your 2 weeks program and I can give you an answer on the last day. Franz Oswald said, fantastic, okay, so see you next time. So Wilma and Sophia, they went back to the mainland. And next few days later, Sophia came back to the Folk Island to take the 2 weeks program, which was including the thesis classes and the yoga classes, gym classes, how to bring positive energy classes, something like that. And what Sophia was the most interested in is the thesis classes, because thesis classes was like training you how to forget and remove the bad memories from your mind, and to be in a different world. It's like you're traveling to the imaginary world, something like that. And Sophia was the only one person out of all the staff and guests to finish the 4 stages. And Franz Oswald was so surprised and amazed by her. He wanted her so much to work in Via Terra, but he didn't open his mouth to her because he knew, like, Sophia will be coming back to him and to accept the job. So then Sophia was happy living her life for the 2 weeks program, and the day before to finish her 2 weeks program, she decided to step foot out of the manor and to take a walk in the forest. So she was walking in the forest and looking around the beautiful forest, the sound of the birds. She suddenly saw a cottage in the middle of the forest. She said, wow, a cottage in the middle of forest? That's not a normal thing. That's a rare thing to be. Does it belong to Via Terra or manor, or does it belong to someone? How come a cottage in the middle of the forest? So she said that I will enter this place. I want to see how it looks. She entered the cottage and looked around, and she said, wow, I think the cottage was abandoned for years because it was so dusty. And really the cottage was so dusty, untouched for many years. There was a kitchen and a living room and a bedroom. So she was looking around the kitchen, looking around the bedroom, the living room, what stuff there, and she decided that this place is my favorite place, my secret spot to come to relax. So she ran quickly back to Via Terra, to the 3rd floor, to the office where Franz Oswald is. And she said, Oswald, I accept your job offer. I want to sign a contract to work for Via Terra. Franz Oswald was so happy and so amazed, and he said, amazing, fantastic, I knew that you will come, and I know that you will be the best staff member and the most trusted staff member to me. And then Sophia was like, okay, she doesn't know what to answer because she was surprised that the second time Franz Oswald saying something strange to her, and she didn't know him, or he doesn't know her. So again, Sophia went back to the mainland, packed her stuff again, and told her mom, I'm going to the Folk Island to work in Via Terra. Her mom was worried because she knows that Sophia was suffering a lot from Alice and from the other problems. So her mom told her, how are you going to the place and you don't know. She said, Sophia, to her mom, Mom, I did a 2 weeks program. I'm so satisfied. I'm happy. This place is amazing. I forgot about Alice and the problems in my life. I know this place is good and I will contact you all the time, Mom. And then her mom accepted and she left the mainland back to Fog Island. And she went to Booz, who is in charge of all the staff members to sign the contract. And there were rules like of what to do to wake up, to don't be late, and the timetable to follow. And the most interesting rule that Sophia read is no technology. She asked Booz why there is not allowed technology. He answered back that because the staff people would be distracted and not working in the office hours. They would just be sitting around with their phone and not finishing their duties. So then she said, that makes sense, okay. And he said, also just so they can live and always in a positive energy and to not get just radiation and negative energy to them. And Sophia said, oh, that's even more amazing. So Booz told Sophia to go to the basement and to put her phone and all the technologies she brought with her to the locker. And he told her, if you need it any time to use to contact someone, you can come down to the basement, take your phone out and send a message and put it back. So Sophia went to the basement, put her phone, saw her laptop, and she said, secretly to herself, I will keep this laptop with me. You never know when I will need, something might happen bad that I need to use this laptop to send a message. I know that there's something going to happen or something, I feel there is something strange. So that's what she kept telling to herself and she hid back her laptop to the luggage. So then Booz took her to the second floor where the dorms are being there, where all the staff members are living, and took her to her room. And then she found out that she's sharing room with 3 other people, which is the Franz Oswald secretary, which is Mehdi, and a girl called Elvira and her mom Mona, which her mom Mona is in charge of the farm or the kitchen, I don't really remember, one of those places. And Elvira was just a staff member in the Via Terra. So that's how Sophia was doing her daily routine work, which is eating breakfast work, eating lunch work, eating dinner, sleep. So then she was one day free. She wants to go out again to the cottage. She just remembered she wants to see the cottage so badly again. So then she went to the forest and walking down the forest to go to the cottage. She found the cottage and entered inside. And she saw in the bedroom a man sleeping. She was so frightened and she screamed and the man woke up. He looked at her, he said, please don't scream, please don't shout, please don't be scared. I am one of the staff in Via Terra. I'm in charge of the purchasing and sending delivery stuff. My name is Benjamin, nice to meet you. And then after that, Sophia asked him, then how come you know the cottage? Is that your place or what's going on? And then after that, he told her that this is the only place I can rest. And I know this place from since I started to work here. Sophia said, okay. And then they started to chat. And then she went back to Via Terra. So then she went back and to sleep. And there was one night when a big alarm came all in the second floor. All the staff members to be gathered in the dining room. Everyone was confused and telling, why 4 o'clock morning? What's going on? What's happening? That's when Franz Oswald opened the door so loudly and shut the door so loudly and started to scream to Booz and all the staff people to telling that how come you can laze around not finishing renovating the first floor. And then he gave them that you are not going to sleep or eat until the first floor is being finished. You're such a lazy workers and I can't believe you're doing this to the guest. So everyone was so scared they started to work, including Sophia, who she didn't have anything to do with the first floor. So anyway, they started to polish the floor, paint the wall and move the furniture, fix the furniture and clean the place. It took them about 2 weeks with sleepless night, no eating well, everyone is tired and trying to finish. So once they finished, they were so relaxing and happy that they finished, and they started to celebrate this little bit party by eating snacks and relaxing on each other. And then after that, Sophia met again Benjamin. And then Benjamin asked Sophia if you want to come tomorrow with me to a picnic. So then after that, she accepted because he seemed such a normal guy and okay. So then they went to picnic and they started to walk in the forest, collect mushrooms, and they sat under the cave and they barbecued the mushroom and then they ate, and he told that this is his favorite spot, don't tell anyone about this cave and like that. And then after that, Benjamin offered Sophia to go to have a dinner in the village. in some restaurant. So then they ate the dinner, and that's when Sophia started to like Benjamin because he seemed such a normal guy and nice guy. So then after that, she went back to the dorm and she slept. And there was one night actually that night was such a stormy night, and then she couldn't sleep well, and she opened a little bit her eyes and she started to see a red and yellow and orange light. And normally in the dorm rooms when you sleep it's a pitch black room. There is not a single light. So when she opened, she was like surprised, why is light there? So then she woke up, she looked at the window, she started to see one of the barns is burning and the animals are inside. So she woke up Maddie and Elvira and Mona and all the staff people in the second floor, and all of them ran out to close the fire. And Sophia said, this will not take, this won't happen, it will not save in time the animals. So she ran inside the barn and started to take the chickens out and the horses and the animals which are inside and help them to escape. So then she came out and she saved the animals and everyone were happy for what she done. Franz Oswald came to her and congratulated her for her hard work, and he told her that you are free tomorrow. And then after that, so next day Sophia decided again to go to the cottage because she loved this place. I told you that this is her favorite spot. So she went again to the cottage, and when she reached there, she saw such a beautiful woman collecting flowers and fixing the garden in front of the cottage. And she said, there is another person who knows the cottage. It's not just me and Benjamin, there is a woman. And I never seen this woman. Is this woman working also in Via Terra? So she went to this woman, and the woman turned around and said, oh, hello, how can I help you? Sophia directly asked, you also know the cottage? I thought this just me and someone else. She said, this cottage, actually, I'm the owner of this cottage. This is my home. And then Sophie started to apologize to this woman, telling, I'm sorry I entered without permission. Sorry, I was like an intruder entering the cottage. The woman said, no, it's okay, it's okay. Actually, it was abandoned. Many years I didn't see this cottage. It's just I remembered and I want to come back here. And my name is Karen, nice to meet you. Sophie answered back saying, my name is Sophia, nice to meet you too. Karen asked if you would like to have a cup of tea. Sophia accepted and they went inside to the cottage. And then while the water was boiling, Karen went to one of the drawers and opened and took out a document and gave to Sophia. She said, you want to take a look? Sophia started to open and she started to see arrows, names, arrows, and like that. It was such a huge list of names. And then after that, Sophia started to ask Karen, what is that? Why looks like a family tree? She said, yes, this is the family tree which belongs to the Maynards family. Which is the Maynard? She said, do you mean the Maynard which is now Via Terra? So Karen answered, so you know the Maynard and Via Terra? She said, yes, because I'm working there. She said, fantastic. Then she said, I feel that I need to trust you with this document. I need you to take this document to look at it. Sophia said, why? She said, I think you might need it sometime and I know that you will be able to help me. Sophia said, okay, and she didn't ask more questions, and they just started to talk normal talk about Via Terra and just how beautiful the forest is. So Sophia went back to Via Terra and she received the news from Franz Oswald that an important guest coming, who is the journalist, the most famous journalist in the mainland, coming to Via Terra to write an article, to collect information and to turn it into an article about Via Terra. So then everyone started to prepare for that day. Sophia ended up finishing the library and adding the books. And she called Franz Oswald to take a look. And Franz Oswald was looking around and he was amazed by her. He said, wow, amazing, beautiful. I knew that you would be able to be doing this library to turn it into the most beautiful library I have seen in my life. Sophia was surprised from his positive compliment, and she was saying thank you. So the day came that when the journalist arrived, and Franz Oswald started to take him around to show him that how looks Via Terra, the thesis classes, the pool, the gym, the yoga classes, the kitchen, the barns, the farm, and he started to explain for them how everything goes. And then finally he took him to the library, and Sophia showed him around the library and the books they have. The journalist was so happy, so satisfied. He said, actually, my most favorite spot is the library. Franz Oswald was happy to hear that from the journalist telling to Sofia. And he was looking at Sofia and smiling and shaking his head like, well done. So then after that, Sofia was free again. So she decided to go back to meet Karen in the cottage. So she went back to the cottage and met Karen. And she said, Karen, can I look again at this document? Karen answered, why are you asking me again? I told you, you're at this cottage, you can come anytime. The document is for you to see anytime. So Sofia smiled and shy and she said, thank you. And then Sofia started to look again at the family tree, but this time she was so focused looking at each name on the family tree. And that's when she found Karen's name. She looked at Karen, she said, Karen, can I ask you a question? She said, yes. Is just me, or is just my imagining, or is just I'm mistaken? Is that your name in the family tree list? She looked at Sofia and said, yes, actually, I am one of the family from who belongs to the manor. I'm the second wife for the Count von Bernstein. And she said, wow, that's amazing. You're such an important person in that family tree. And then so Karen was happy, but at the same time she was sad and looking at Sofia. She said, but I have to tell you another secret because you will need the secret. I know you will do something about it. Do you know about the boy who jumped off the Devil's Rock? The one who bumped his head and drowned? She said, yes, I know, of course, the cursed story, the boy who jumped and bumped his head and drowned, I don't know why. She said, he's my son, he was my son. And Sofia looked at Karen and started to apologize from her heart for what she's saying. She said, I'm so sorry I reminded you about your dead son. Karen said, no, it's okay. Actually, one in time or tomorrow or any time, you will find out about it. But anyway, it's better to tell you now because I know you will need this information. She said, Sophie started to look at Karen and think, and then she said, Karen, can I investigate the history about the manor? I feel there is something behind it, and I want to write a book and publish about the Maynard's family. She said, of course, because I need someone to investigate. I feel this case there is some hidden secret behind it. My son will not kill himself, drown himself just like this. And then Sophia said, actually that's true. No one will kill themselves just like this, especially a young boy. And then after that, Karen said, exactly. And then Sophia said, okay, leave it to me. I will investigate. And I will try to find out anything in the Via Terra could help me with the investigation. And Karen said, fantastic. And if I find anything, I will let you know. And then Sophia received a call from Booz to come back to the Via Terra because they're having a farewell party for the journalist. So then Sophia went back and there was the dinner party. Sophia met Benjamin, started to chat with him, and Franz Oswald was chatting with the journalist. It was just a happy night, happy party that finished. And next day the journalist left and went back to the mainland. So the days was going on and Sophia was happy, all the staff are happy. Franz Oswald was happy because the journalist left with a positive compliment. So then they were just enjoying their times and working, and Franz Oswald was waiting until the day of the article come. And one day Sophia came to Franz Oswald and asked him if she could move in with Benjamin to another dorm to live together. Franz Oswald was so happy, he said, yeah, of course, you can go and live with him because actually you like him, so go on and live with him. And then Sophia was happy to hear the answer from Franz Oswald, and she moved in with Benjamin. And the day came when the article was published. Franz Oswald was the first person to read the article. It was shocking for him. Sophia was looking at him and she see when he's supposed to be happy, he was sad. When he's supposed to be having happy energy, he was having a bad, angry energy. He looked at Sophia and he said, gather everyone now. And then everyone was gathered and he was so angry, Franz Oswald, he started to shout and say, who told false information about Via Terra? Who told false information to the journalist? I need right now. Who told the untold truth to the journalist? Everyone was quiet, silent, didn't open their mouth. And he looked at Mehdi, and Mehdi was actually standing and shaking and frightened. Franz Oswald said, Mehdi, it's you, right? And then Mehdi didn't answer. He looked at Mehdi, he said, you was the last person to escort the journalist and show him around before leaving the island. And then after that, Franz Oswald found out that Medellin was the one who did the false information. And he sent Mehdi to the Philippines as a punishment for her doing and removed her from her position as the secretary for Franz Oswald. So Franz Oswald was so angry, all the staff were frightened, didn't know what to do. And then he looked at Sophia, he said, Sophia, I'm assigning you a new position. And he said, bring Booz and come to my office. Booz and Sophia went to the office where Franz Oswald is, and he told Sophia, you're being assigned to be my secretary. Sophia was standing in shock, and he said, what? He said, you're going to be my secretary, but don't worry, you're still the owner of the library. But I'm just assigning also Mona to be an assistant for your library to take care while you're not there. So Sophia anyway accepted to be his secretary. So she started to work as like a two job. She was secretary for Franz Oswald and same time the librarian. So she was actually most of the time sitting at the Franz Oswald's office and doing the papers. So then she received a call from Carmen, our PR expert, and told it to say for Franz Oswald that I will be coming to Via-Terra to investigate the case, and if I see there is nothing wrong with Via-Terra, I can bring you a guest. And then she told Franz Oswald. Franz Oswald was happy. He said, this is the moment I can raise back Via-Terra, and this is the moment I can show the people the truth about Via-Terra. So he went to told everyone to prepare for the PR expert coming to Via-Terra. So everyone started to work hard to do their job and everything, and to prepare until Carmen comes. So when Carmen came, Franz Oswald was the person who wants to escort her so that nothing will happen like before. So he started to show her that this is the kitchen and everywhere here and that and this and that. And then finally he took to the library, and Sophia was the one to show around the library. So then she said, actually it was everything opposite of the article. This place is nice and amazing, so I will bring you an important guest soon. So then after that they started to prepare for the guests, preparing the place to keep it ready for the guests who will come. They don't know who will come, but they know that a special guest soon will come. So then one day Franz Oswald called Sophia and said, Sophia, please come here, I want to tell you something. And then she said, yes sir, how can I help you? He said, I'm planning to install electric wires around the walls of the Via-Terra and security camera. And then she said, why? He said, because I feel my staff are lazing around, not doing their job. I just feel this and I need to do. But he said, don't worry, I will not put in your room because I trust you and I know you won't do anything to make me angry. Sophia said, okay sir, do you want me to prepare people to come and start? He said, yes, sure. Then she said, but I have a question. Franz Oswald said, yes, what is the question? How are you going to still camera in front of all the staff people and they will know that the camera is working and you will look at them? He said, don't worry, just bring Booz to me and Benjamin too, because I have a plan. And then she went and brought Booz and Benjamin, and he told them that take all the staff people, including the guests, out of the Via-Terra, tell them to go collect berries while I'm going to install the camera. And then after the day came, Booz and Benjamin took all the staff people and the guests out of the Via-Terra, and then the staff people to install the camera and the electric wires came in, and so Sophia and Franz Oswald was doing the job to let them install the camera everywhere and to put the electric wires. So that's how the Via-Terra turned into. Before it was just a happy open place, into like a jail. That's what Sophia thought. She said, how come Via-Terra is turning into a jail? Something is different about Via-Terra. Franz Oswald is a different person. He's not like he used to be in the 2 weeks program. He's not like he was in the first months of my job. Via-Terra is a different place. I can't recognize this place. She was so sad and thinking like, what's going on? But she said, that's a temporary. Franz Oswald told me it's a temporary. Everything will go on well. So then one day, Franz Oswald was looking at the footage and he found something strange in one of the footage. He zoomed in and he said, Sophia, come here please. And he said, is that Catherine lying down on the bed? And Sophia said, yes Oswald, that's Catherine. And what she is reading, is that the book from the library? Sophia looked at it. He said, no, sir, that's not the book. That's the first time I see. I don't know from where she got it. Did she sneak out of the manor without I know or something? Or where she got this book, actually? Then he said, prepare her punishment. Call me Booz, I'm going to tell the punishment right now. And then Sophia was so frightened. First time she heard the word punishment and she doesn't know what to do. Anyway, she brought Booz to the office and Franz Oswald said, prepare Catherine's punishment, please. Booz asked, what is the punishment, sir? Throw her from the Devil's Rock. Tonight, including all the staff members should be here to see the moment so they will know that not allowed to laze around while it is working hours. So then as Booz ran out, collect the staff members, told Catherine you're going to be punished. And then after that, the night came and Franz Oswald was standing with Catherine on the cliff of the Devil's Rock. And then he said, this is the moment you all witness the punishment of Catherine for lazing around, reading a book while should be working hours. So that's all for you to witness that you're not going to do this to me. So then after that, he pushed Catherine to the fall from the cliff and she fell into the dark sea. Anyway, she didn't die. She survived. She came out from the sea and she was shocked and scared, frightened from Franz Oswald, and she was also sent to penance for the punishment. So then the days passed and everyone was working, frightened to be lazing around, frightened to disobey Franz Oswald's order and rules. So then after that, Carmen called Sophia and she said, great news, Sophia. We are having a guest whose name is Alvin. I think you heard the singer Alvin, the most famous singer in the mainland. Tell Franz Oswald he's coming after 2 weeks. So Sophia was so happy, ran into Franz Oswald and told, we are having guest Alvin, the singer, he's coming after 2 weeks. So Franz Oswald said, gather all the staff members again. And he started to talk, the day is coming after 2 weeks, everyone should be ready, we are having a guest Alvin, and no any mistake I want to see. No false information about Via Terra. This is the moment where we have to prove the Via Terra is not the place what everyone think it is about. And then after that, Franz Oswald left Fog Island to bring Alvin. And Sophia and the Booz was in charge to take care of the place, to prepare the place. So then after 10 days later, Franz Oswald came back with Alvin. And Franz Oswald escorted Alvin around Via Terra, showing him the best cars. He has the latest cars, the latest motorcycle, the latest model, the wow everything, the music which is in Via Terra. And he started to show him all around the place. And then after sent him to the library. Library was always the last place Franz Oswald escort any important guest. So because of the best place in Via Terra and the most interesting place in Via Terra, and we still don't know why. So Sophia took Alvin and showed him the books around and showed him the computer, and she told him that this computer can access every single website in Earth. And it is a special computer that's not anywhere you can find it. And then Alvin says, so cool, that computer. I never saw something like that. He said, even you can search dark things. She said, yes, even dark things. He was so happy to hear about that. And then after that, he wants to leave the library. He wants to shake hands with the assistant of the librarian, which is Mona. And while Mona was stretching her hand to shake hands with Alvin, by accident by her elbow, she threw the cup of the coffee into Alvin's pants. And she started to apologize a lot to him, but he told her, it's okay, nothing happened, I can deal with that, it's okay, it happens accident. Franz Oswald was so angry and looked at Sophia and looked by bad eyes, and Sophia knew that there is going to be another punishment. She don't know what to do in this moment, but she just kept silent. And Mona even knew that there is a punishment coming to her. So then Sophia went to the office because Franz Oswald called him at night and told that throw Mona from the Devil's Rock. Tonight I'm busy, you and Booz be in charge. So then Sophia knew that this is the day and night, which is the scariest day and night and the scariest punishment to her from Franz Oswald. So the night came for Mona's punishment. All the staff members gathered there again, and Sophia and Booz were in charge to throw Mona from the Devil's Rock. Sophia felt so guilty and so bad that she has to be the one to push Mona, or to be the one to responsible for Mona's punishment. She doesn't know what to do, how to help her, and she thought if she will stop Mona from jumping from the Devil's Rock, you never know what might happen to her. She said maybe Franz Oswald will throw me too from the Devil's Rock and do something bad to me. So then Booz was the one to push Mona from the Devil's Rock. He said, come on Mona, are you ready? And Mona was just standing still, not talking. She was just so sad and so sad, depressed, and doesn't know what to say. She turned around looking at Booz and the staff people, and she whispered, I can't swim. I can't swim. And then Booz telling, I can't hear you what you're saying. And Mona was so closing her eyes, and then she opened her eyes again and looked again at Booz and the staff members, raised her voice, telling, I can't swim, I can't swim, I can't jump, I can't. And then Booz said, come on Mona, this is your punishment. You need to do this if you want to go back to the Via Terra. And all the staff members saying, come on, just don't lie, you're a liar. Anyway, Booz pushed Mona from the Devil's Rock and threw her to the dark sea. 1 minute, 2 minutes passed, Mona didn't get out of the water. Not even she didn't took her head out of the water. Sophia said, it's true what she said, she can't swim. She can't swim, Mona's dying. And then anyway, Sophia tried to go to help, but she couldn't. She felt like something is holding her leg to not go. So she couldn't move, she tried like something stopping her. She just didn't know what to do. Suddenly, she's the only one who could hear the foghorn. And actually, the foghorn weren't used in many years after the cursed story. The villagers stopped using the foghorn, and it was abandoned for about 30 years. And today, which is the strange day, the punishment day, Sophia could hear the foghorn. And she turned around looking for from where the voice is coming, where is the foghorn, and she suddenly see Benjamin is coming, running and jumping off from the cliff and saved Mona. And Mona was almost to die, but she didn't die. Thankfully, she was saved by Benjamin in the right moment. So Benjamin took Mona back to her room. And then all the staff people went back, and Sophia went back, and she was so sad. She said the place is not how it used to be. The place is different. Oswald is different. Via Terra is different. It became a jail. Oswald is like, I don't know what, she couldn't describe him in the words. So days passed, and then Sophia sent an email to her best friend Wilma at night, and telling Wilma, I can't stand this place anymore. This place is different. This place is not how it used to be. It's not the paradise it used to be like in the 2 weeks program. It's not the paradise like it used to be in the first 3 months in my work. Franz Oswald is not the handsome good guy. He's a different person. Then she sent the email, and she remembered her mom. And she sent an email to her mom telling, Mom, how are you? I'm okay. I miss you. And she sent the email, and she remembered that she needed to send back to Wilma to not tell her mom. So she sent an email, please Wilma, don't tell my mom that I'm suffering. And she sent it to Wilma, and she closed her laptop, hid it under the pillow, and slept. So a few days later, Franz Oswald called all the staff members in charge, including Sophia and Booz and Benjamin, and told them, come on, let's play a game while we're waiting for our TV show to be program to be aired after a few days. So they started to play the game, and Franz Oswald realized that Mona is missing. He said for Sophia, where is Mona? I told you to gather every single person. And then after that, Sophia answered back to Franz Oswald telling that Mona is a little bit tired, she won't be coming. And then he said, what? I told every person to come. I don't matter what this person is, sick or busy or whatever, but he has to be here right now. Go bring Mona. So Sophia hurried up out of the office and walking to Mona's room. While she was walking, she felt that she needs to run. She needs to go to Mona. She felt that something bad is happening to Mona, that she needs to be there quickly, or she will be late to do something. She this time ran to Mona's room, opened the door, and saw that Mona is ready and getting hanged herself to kill herself, to suicide herself. Sofia said for Mona, Mona, what you think you're doing? Stop that, calm down, what are you doing? So Mona answered back to Sofia and telling her, I can't stand this anymore, Sofia. I'm suffering a lot. This place is different. I can't take it anymore. And Sofia's telling, what about your daughter? She said, even my daughter, I can't make her happy. It's better for me to leave this world. Maybe she can be free from me. Sofia said, no, come on, Mona, that's not true. What you thinking? And then Sofia was thinking what to do. If I left the room, it would be too late to bring someone to save Mona. So then after that, suddenly, Benjamin is coming again. It's like he knew that Mona is going to kill herself. It's like he knows what's going to happen later. It's like he see what's going on, and he knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Benjamin is strange to Sofia now. Sofia was thinking how come? Who is he? Anyway, then she said, no, it's not time to think about this. I need to save Mona. So Benjamin and Sofia saved Mona. Franz Oswald came and saw that Mona what was doing in this moment, and he said, Mona, how could you do this? You can't kill yourself inside Via Terra. Via Terra is not meant to people to do suicide. Come on, Mona, you can't do this to your daughter. Your daughter will accept a mother doing suicide. Would she accept a mother killer? And then after that, Mona was saying, I'm sorry, sir, you're right. And Sophie looked at Franz Oswald and telling, oh my God, he's different again. He's back to sweet guy. He's two-faced person. I can't understand Franz Oswald anymore. Then Franz Oswald looked at Sophie and said, Sophia, what are you looking at? What are you thinking? Please go call Mona's husband to take care of Mona. So she went and brought the husband, and he started to take care of Mona, and she was actually very sick, Mona, and very weak. So she needed someone to take care of her. So that's when the husband was taking care. The day came when the TV show program of Alvin being aired live. And everyone, all the staff people were sitting down, including Franz Oswald, in front of the TV and waiting for the moment of Alvin to talk about Via Terra. So we started Alvin talking, telling, oh, I've been to Via Terra, that's the best place ever, actually. You know, they have this things and that thing, and it's so amazing, you can relax and this one. And Franz Oswald was so happy to hear that. This is the first person now, come on, he's going to say the positive things, and yes, and good guy, and like that. Until the moment when the TV programmer show asked Alvin, what is the best thing in Via Terra? What's the best thing and your favorite thing you have ever done in Via Terra on your day enjoying your vacation there? Alvin answered a strange answer. He said, they have the hottest girls in the place, in the island, in the mainland even. And then Franz Oswald switched on the TV, he turned around, he said, everyone sit down in the chair right now. And then he looked at him, said, who is the hottest girls Alvin is talking about? Every single woman and girl were silent. He looked at all the stuff, and then he was looking for the hottest beautiful girls in the Via Terra, who makes themselves like they're wow, like sexy and I don't know what. So then after that he say you, and Sofia too. But then he said, no, Sofia, actually you're out of the list. He chosen 12 women, and then he said, make a row, and Booze, come here and sit down with me and learn what you're going to do right now. And then after that he started to question all the ladies and what they had did while Alvin was here, what they did with Alvin. And everyone started to tell, I know I just spilled one time tea on his hands, so I wiped his hands. I did this and that and like this. And then after that, anyway, they confessed for their bad doings with him. And then he says, Sofia, did you do anything? She said, no, actually, sir, I was with you all the time. He said, actually, yeah, you're the most trusted person and stuff in Via Terra. And I knew you won't do anything. And I know you're the most normal girl I have ever met. And I know you will not do something to make me angry. And then he started to compliment Sofia, and this compliment all the 12 women. And he said for Booze, send them all to the penance, and they're all getting punished right now to not get any salary, and they have to work, all of them in the farm, cleaning the dirt from the animals, cleaning all the rubbish from the fruits and vegetables, everything. This is their job from today. And then Booz did that and sent them all there. And Sophia was just sitting outside at night. She just sat down and thinking, Via Terra is not Via Terra. Franz Oswald is not Franz Oswald. Benjamin is not Benjamin. She's just thinking, what's the secret behind Via Terra? Who is Franz Oswald? Who is Benjamin? And that's what she was just thinking. So guys, what you think? What's the secret behind Via Terra? What's the secret story behind the Maynard and the boy and the girl who burnt in the barn in the past time? The doctor's daughter. Who is Franz Oswald? Who is Benjamin, who knows everything what's going on? What's the secret dark hiding behind all of them? If you want to know the continue of the story, please wait for the next week, and please subscribe my channel, and please leave a comment and like, and thank you so much.